Hey everyone, welcome back to the Babson Spotlight. In this week's Spotlight, we have Hannah Jepsen. She runs a wonderful Instagram page called Happy Days with Hannah. Say hello to everybody, Hannah.
Hi everyone. I hope you're having a good day.
Yes, another great day with Hannah. So, um, maybe if you want to tell everybody what your Instagram page is about, kind of just give like a brief overview, summary type deal.
Yeah, so I think about a year ago, right, when COVID happened, everything got really negative and people were locked inside. And I felt like there was no real outlet or community for positivity and happiness and a place to improve yourself. And I felt like I was the only one who was still smiling during the days when everyone else was crying and not getting out of bed. So I thought, what's a way that I can give back to the community? And so I was kind of helping my friends one-on-one with happiness and just making sure that mentally they're okay. And then recently, my friends were super supportive and was like, you should start an Instagram, especially with school during COVID times. And so basically, Happy Days with Hannah is a place you can come to find tips and tricks to try to improve your mental health and happiness and just a community and a space of positivity in a time when it's super negative and dreary.
That's super amazing. It's always good to like spread light where there's darkness and spread joy where there's sadness. Um,
Exactly.
Can you maybe just talk about like how you got to be in such a good place where like you were able to be so positive all the time? Like how did you kind of get to that place yourself?
Yeah, so actually started my summer going into freshman year. One of my best friends actually took her life. So that was actually a big slap in the face for me, and that's kind of when I realized I can't live life so unconsciously anymore. And so it took the healing of that to get to a place of positivity. And then once I got to that place, I was like, I need to love myself first because if you don't love yourself, right, you can't give love to anyone else. And I think I learned that from my friend. And so I started with just advocating for suicide awareness, and then it kind of came more of a mental health issue, and then happiness, because I feel like those are all kind of interconnected. And so just through the years of like sharing my story, but also like thinking about it and just helping, seeing that everyone else struggles, right? Like you think you're the only one, and then you realize that everyone is dealing with something. And so if I can be that person to kind of help tell them they're going to be okay, or just be that kind of light for them, then that's my life is complete. So.
Well, that's an extremely powerful way to honor her memory
Thank
and
you.
kind of help people in similar situations. So congratulations on that.
Thank you so
Um,
much.
you talked a lot about like the intent behind the page, being trying to spread joy, spread positivity. But what are maybe some of the challenges that you faced as you ran the page, some things that maybe you struggled with or that you've had a harder time with, some setbacks maybe.
Yeah, so definitely, I think the hardest thing is still being myself and vulnerable because I think social media has this aspect, right? You want to try to be your best self, and even if you
Well, front.
exactly, exactly. Yeah. And you even if you try to be yourself, you're still editing the pictures, you're still thinking about what you're gonna say
Mm,
beforehand. So I think my biggest challenge is creating a page where people like, this is me. So I've been trying to post stuff like what I posted a video of me crying the other day, right? And I was like, everyone cries and that's okay, but you just get up and you move on. And the amount of people that slid up and was like, I just cried with you, or like I just had the best cry. I was like, that's what I want, right? A safe space for people to be like, it's okay to do this, but let's not sit in that sadness, feel it and move on. And so I think that's been the hardest is staying like real me. But I think it's just more every time I'm posting or every time I'm saying something, I'm like, is this what I would say in real life? And if that is, then I proceed. So yeah, that would definitely be the hardest part.
it can definitely be hard to present a genuine self through kind of a screen. But
Exactly.
I'd say from what I've seen of your page and what I've seen in this interview, you're doing a great job of that.
Thank you. I love the feedback, so appreciate
Of
it.
course, we've talked a lot about the past and where you're at now. But let's kind of talk about what's the future plans for Happy Days with Hannah? Where do you plan to take this in the future? What's kind of your plan to spread your message of joy and positivity?
Yeah, so I definitely want to keep up with the Instagram, but I've also started blogging just because I realized like I have so much to say, and on an Instagram caption, I want to keep it engaging, but I also want to inform the community. So I've started just typing out things, whether that's topics of self-love, mental health, care, giving back. And so I would love to have a blog attached to the Instagram where people can go and explore and read more, either about my stories or share their stories perhaps. And then ideally, my goal is to have a podcast and just have people come on and share their stories. And so I'm hoping that's my project for the summer.
Well,
So,
that's such a beautiful, fun way to like create a sense of community and all that. I will say this in like the most shameless of plugs. I work with Babson Radio on campus, and we help people kind of set up their audio equipment. And there's a recording space in Central for people who want to do podcasts. So if that is something that Happy Days with Hannah would love to do moving forward, there are microphones, there's soundproofing equipment, and I love the smile on your face because all what Happy Days with Hannah is about. There is a very easy way to get started doing this podcast, and Babson Radio would love to help you.
So that was my hardest part, is I didn't know where to start. So you were the answer to my prayers. So I will definitely text you about that. Thank you so much.
100%. Well, first of all, is there anything else that you want to say about your page, or just people in general, like a message of joy and positivity, and maybe just something about yourself in the page?
Yeah, no, definitely. Just, I would think best thing is to be in the moment, right? We all have things that we regret in the past and we all have anxious thoughts in the future, but right now we have the present, and that's kind of how I overall maintain my happiest days. Like right now, I'm talking with you and I don't want to be anywhere else. You know what I mean? So I'm happy and I can't complain. And so I think if that would be my one piece of advice, and also smile because you look gorgeous.
What a wonderful outlook. I hope you get to spread that with as many people as you can. Well,
Thank
thank you
you.
so much for coming on, Hannah. And we hope that all the listeners at home and the viewers at home really enjoy this uplifting story of positivity, and maybe they can take from it and apply it to their own life. Make sure to check back soon to see who's next in the spotlight for Babson Spotlight.
Yes, we love Babson Spotlight. Woo!